One exercise I love to do whenever I have a new classroom of students is something that one of my favorite film profs did. Nominate and vote on a desert island film list. And that's movies that you would bring to a desert island, not movies like Castaway or Muppets Treasure Island. Well, it really helps you get to know the kids almost right away. And 9 times out of 10, a high school class will have Pineapple Express in the top 3. So in order to prepare for This Is the End, a movie made by the same guys who did Pineapple Express, I thought I would do a Zen-like meditation to bring myself down to a grade 9 or 10 level to really appreciate the film. No, I don't feel any different. But I do feel that Kristen Stewart's acting is prolific. I might have gone horribly too far. So this is the end. I'll admit, not my usual cup of tea. When it comes to this group of actors, it's a mixed bunch. James Franco and Jonah Hill have obviously done some Oscar-worthy work. I've laughed at Danny McBride and Craig Robinson. Jay Baruchel is usually solid in whatever he does. But when it comes to Seth Rogen, I could take it or leave it. Both 40-Year-Old Virgin and Knocked Up were funny movies, and he was very funny in them. And there's no denying that his screenplay of Superbad, co-written by Evan Goldberg, was absolutely hilarious. But come on, even fans have to admit, The Green Hornet, Guilt Trip, Observe and Report. Oh, here comes my usual cup of tea. Don't worry though, I went into this movie with an open mind. I found myself laughing out loud way more than I thought I would, and I think part of it was because it wasn't a typical Rogen Goldberg movie. You better believe there were pot and masturbation jokes, don't get me wrong. Including a jerk-off debate between James Franco and Danny McBride that became uncomfortably long. But it was the variety of humor, the great one-liners, the obvious improvisation, the slapstick, that really switched things up and kept you laughing. Trust me though, this is a Seth Rogen movie and there are plenty of jokes about drugs, piss, dicks, and you certainly get your fill. Maybe I should have worded that differently. I thought the funniest moments were the inside pokes at each other's career and at Hollywood. It was great to see each of these actors playing a version of themselves, as exaggerated as the version may be. Because they were playing themselves, well, that left the door wide open for hilarious celebrity cameos, including Paul Rudd, Jason Segel, Rihanna, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, David Krumholtz, and an entire list that should remain shocking and hilarious surprises. In the very short cameo, sometimes only seconds that these guys were on screen, there was one guy that absolutely stole the show. And he's another Canadian. I wish I could tell you more about Michael Cera's amazing and hilarious cameo, but you have to remain surprised in order to get the full effect of the humor. I will say 2 things though. Coked out of his mind, like they say in the trailer, doesn't even cover it. That, and I've seen way more of Michael Cera than I ever thought I would. I don't think I'll ever see Scott Pilgrim the same way again. But because Michael Cera got to play the funniest version of himself I've ever seen, he is This Is the End's for the win. Like I had mentioned before though, there was a real variety to this comedy that I wasn't expecting. This gave every main cast member a chance to shine, at least once or twice. It wasn't completely balanced, as it mostly followed the friendship between Jay and Seth, but everybody got a laugh. But part of the balance or unbalance of the film doesn't just come from trying to share screen time with 6 amazingly talented comedians. Rogen and Goldberg kept changing up the story, and it ended up being several little different movies wrapped up in one. You get a little college party movie, a buddy comedy, an apocalyptic disaster flick, a cabin fever film, and even a little bit of the horror and exorcism genre. My biggest criticism is that some of those sections really went on too long. The cabin fever part, for example, really dragged and started to bring the movie down a bit. Otherwise, I compared it to Shaun of the Dead, Tenacious D, and even Evil Dead, and those are awesome. I went in with an open mind, but I was petrified that it was going to be another Seth Rogen, Evan Goldberg, pot, dick, and fart joke movie, and it was atypical for them. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's an earn it. If you're a fan of Toker films like Pineapple Express, well then you won't be disappointed. And if you're not, don't worry, because there's still plenty for you to laugh at and enjoy. Including one of the best endings ever, yet another hilarious celebrity cameo. I'd even go so far as to say it's their best film since Superbad. Poll question time, since it's a comedy about the rapture, what is your favorite apocalyptic movie? It doesn't have to be a comedy, but a lot of them are so terrible anyways, they kinda end up that way. As always, leave your answers in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to vote for Real School for Best Movie Reviewer in Comic Uno's Geeky Awards. All you gotta do is just click the link and leave a comment on her video to vote. Voting closes in less than a week, Sunday, June 2nd. So, vote early, vote often, vote Real School, and until next time, school's out.